Got a little piece of mid-century advice for everyone. In war, your enemy is whoever is trying to get you killed, even if that happens to be your commander. Now, I'm here today to announce the second installment of my monthly book club that you are all invited to follow along with, read along with, pick up these books from your library. In June, we read Isaac Asimov's first installment of the Foundation series, not the whole trilogy. That's too much. It's not that good to read. And we're going to be having a live stream on Saturday for that. I'm going to try and figure it out. We're going to be live streaming on this channel. I hope to see you there. But for the next month, for July, I'm here to announce the book I've chosen is Catch-22 by Joseph Heller, one of the most influential books of the last century, and a very interesting study in absurdism and comedy, in satirical critique, in story structure and style, and whether or not, the characters are slowly losing their sanity. If you know anything about literature, you've probably come across this book, because people point out it's a funny book, but it's also funny in like a dark, bad way, because obviously the entire premise is the fighter pilots are caught in a Catch-22. It's where the name comes from. They keep flying missions, but they're supposed to get discharged after a certain number of successful missions against the Germans in this case. But every time they meet that quota, it keeps getting retroactively raised, and they can't actually get out. They keep getting sent back out there as though their commander is trying to kill them. And you'll see that the characters are slowly losing their grip on sanity as they try to handle this, to survive, to not get killed, to get home to their families, and so on. Now, I am somewhat struggling with this explanation because I have not already read this one. I had already read Foundation, didn't much care for it, read it again. I care for it even less now, but that's okay. It was an interesting book for study purposes. I'm confident that Catch-22 will also be an interesting book for study and analysis and discussion, because it is so influential. Everybody knows it. There is a movie that you can watch if that is your inclination. If you just want to try and get the film adaptation, so you can follow along with the book discussion. I think it came out like 1970 or so, and there's nothing wrong with that. Not everyone has the same amount of time in the day. But let's take a look at what a non-chronological story structure is like. Now, I need to pad for time in this video as well, so I'm also going to make some announcements about the channel, because, this is month 2, right? I'm still trying to get to 200 subscribers. I think that'll happen sometime next month, if I'm lucky, if people like you keep liking, sharing, hitting that bell, telling your friends about it, and leaving comments below. But I'm going to change my video release schedule to something a bit more sensible, more reliable. What I am planning to do right now is I'm going to adopt a 3 video per week release schedule, where I will get a video out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll work to build up a backlog based on the books I'm reading as best as I can. I will be working in some current events. Like, I could be talking right now about the fact that people have completely rigged Amazon Kindle right now with throwing up AI-generated garbage and then getting AIs to read it, to pay them out based on the page read rate. But I just really didn't feel like digging through a bunch of AI slop for a 10-minute video. I'm sorry. That's too much of an ask. That would drain my soul a bit too much. But here is a question I have for all of you following along with the channel, because I want to know if you think that you would be interested in this content, if my suffering would be worth it. Every year, there are multiple science fiction and fantasy awards, which are genres I like. But if you actually check the books that are winning these awards, they seem to be hot garbage. They seem to have horrible writing with despicable characters, and yet they're winning awards. Now, personally, I think that we're perhaps getting a biased view when people grab these little one-page snippets of passages without context, and maybe it's set up, maybe it works, maybe the characters are likable, and people on Twitter are just rehashing these passages and going, oh my god, they're so terrible, the mainstream doesn't know what they're doing, they're out of touch with reality. Maybe there's something there. Someone with needs to go in and read these books and give like an actual trustworthy assessment. And if that will get me clicks and subscribers and engagement and drive people to other better books, I can be that guy if people are actually interested in it. But I'm not doing it out of my own interest. It sounds like torture to me, because I've read other books that have won awards. And they're terrible. Like, really bad. I'll do it, though. I will chase that internet clout if you people want me to. So let me know in the comments below, because I might start doing that. And yeah, so if Saturday is the live stream, tune in, leave a comment below with suggestions for future book club books if you so choose. I do want to implement a rotation where it is going to be a science fiction book, a wild card contemporary book like Catch-22, and then the third in the cycle will be a fantasy book, which I do have next month's picked out. If you've seen my to-read pile, you can probably take a guess what it is. But that, I think, will give a good variety so that everyone can find something they enjoy. And then I'll just loop fantasy, sci-fi, wildcard fantasy, sci-fi, wildcard fantasy. And I'll try and pick good books that people can enjoy and relatively short ones. So, till then, this is a short video. I could only pad for so much time. I hope to see you on Saturday. If we run out of discussion topics, I may just start drinking liquor and doing Ask Me Anything stuff. So, tell your friends and tune in. Cheers.